Hello and welcome back to Beauty Within. As you guys know, it is almost the Sephora Holiday Savings event, so Fel and I wanted to share our tried and true favorite skincare and makeup products with you guys, starting today with all the skincare, and over the weekend we'll share our makeup video top picks that I don't think you guys want to miss, so keep an eye out for that as well. And just a little refresher, no matter what status you have, you can get from 10 to up to 20% off of all of your purchases, and all Sephora collection products will be 30% off. And none of this is sponsored, just Fel and I's tried and true faves of all time. And half of my products are actually almost empty or are empty, so I'm very excited.
Oh yeah. So let's get started. Also remember to subscribe if you haven't already. We do one of these every year because it is a very exciting sale time. Honestly, you guys aren't gonna get discounts like this at Sephora very often. Let's just go in order of application.
Sure.
Okay, cleansers.
Okay, I have one to mention in passing, but it's just the Caudalie. This is their Vino Pure Purifying Gel Cleanser. It's one of those cleansers that I never talk about because it's just sitting in my shower, but it is glorious. It does wonders for my pores, like the subtle salicylic acid, and the smell is just so good. And it's basically gone.
I want to mention two cleansers that I haven't really talked much about, but like you said, they sit in my shower and I essentially use them every day. One is the Amorepacific Treatment Enzyme Cleansing Foam, and the other is the Innisfree Dewy Glow Jam Cleanser. Funnily enough, they're like kind of under the same brand.
Family.
But I'm gonna start with this one because I've never talked about it, but this is like gone. So this is, to me, reminiscent of that Gentle Whip Japanese cleanser that is like has been around for a really long time. But for me, that cleanser worked when I was younger because my skin was more oily, and then I just fell out of love with that because of the fact it was too drying afterwards. So this is actually a mature, more sophisticated version of that. It's nowhere near like that whipped consistency, but it is very luscious and plush, and there is a scent to it, and I don't know what it is, but it's just like fresh. And then I just love it because it really is kind of like a hug on the face, and it works so well with the Luna. Like, this cleanser isn't life-changing or anything, but you just want a cleanser to do just that. Cleanse your face, leave it nice and prepped for the rest of your like skincare routine. Let me just show you what it looks like if you add a little bit of water. It just turns into this micro like foam. It's beautiful. So a little goes a very long way. And then just quickly, this is the Innisfree. I love this. It's the Dewy Glow Jam Cleanser because it's like legit jammy. Like, I've talked about this, so I'm not gonna go into it, but it's like jammy. It has a very subtle like cherry blossom scent, and once again it just feels beautiful over the face and does what you need it to do for that second cleanse.
Okay, so the next step is toning, and I really want to share the Caudalie grape water. This is actually why I went into the bathroom to grab this cleanser right before, because I'm like, oh my god, I just remembered. I always forget about this, but I also want to give it a shout out. So with the grape water mist, I just think it's so subtle, but it's so hydrating and beautiful that I'm a little bit ashamed that it took me this long to come across this product and to absolutely fall in love with it. So because it is just a great mist, it's like a multi-purpose function spray. You can spray it as a toner, you can spray it after, you know, you can use it as like a setting, not like a really makeup setting spray, but just to give you that hydration after you do your skincare. You can use it throughout the day to freshen yourself up. And I love how simple this is in that, you know, sometimes if you use something like a BHA, you can't really use a lot of actives after that. This is just like a very good, gentle, soothing toner that's super hydrating for me to be able to kind of like stack everything else on. Something like a toner in a mist form. I know there's been like previous things, but this is just like, it's like the Aven or the La Roche-Posay Thermal Spring Water.
Yes.
That's just like so refreshing.
It does lie exactly to me in that realm of, it's like a spray water that on the surface doesn't really do anything except hydrate, but that's like, if not the most important thing. So I highly recommend any of you guys Like, don't overlook a very simple hydrating spray toner like this one, full of antioxidants, as we know from the grape vinephrine. That's what Caudalie is known for. I actually want to add on to that because one of my picks for this time is Caudalie. So I took this away on travels. I finished about 2 of these mini ones, and now I'm on to like the full-size mama, and it's just so beautiful. This is the Beauty Elixir, and I just think everyone should have this in their skincare cabinet, arsenal, whatever you want to call it. It is beautiful. Before I even talk about what it does to the skin, I think we know it falls into the hydration realm, but it just makes me feel happy. It's like I'm tired, or I don't feel like doing my skincare, or you know, I'm whatever. It's just like, as soon as you put it on, I'm like, life is great. And it's got a lot of healing properties in it as well. It's slightly like minty and fresh. So guys, if you don't want to commit to the big one, then there is a deluxe, like this is the little mini deluxe size that they have with their vinogenic, you know, the detox mask that's like super viral on TikTok. So that mask and this one is in their set, so highly recommend you try it out.
Okay, my other toner is another tried and true from Fel, and then I just spat all over myself. I'm so excited. And also now it's one of my—
Contain yourself, woman.
Now it's another personal favorite, and it is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA exfoliating liquid. And this is so good, especially because some of the, I don't know if they have it on Sephora. If we do, our team will put it up on the screen, but this little travel size has been a godsend.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
It's so cute.
I've never even seen that.
Love what this does for my pores. And later on, I'm gonna talk about my favorite clay mask. I'll put the mist on before the clay mask to make sure it doesn't get too drying. And then afterwards, I'll go in with like a mist like this and use a BHA to really like clear out. And since the clay mask was able to pull out all the gunk, to use this to continue clearing out like all the pores and its follicles. So BHA for pores, amazing. And I'm sure if you're acne prone, combo skin, this also works wonders from Fel's experience as well.
Yeah, a little hack is like if you have blackheads, whiteheads, not even acne, BHA is so good. So you can actually put a little bit, soak this with that BHA liquid and just like pat it down, leave it there until, I don't know, until it falls off, like it dries pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or just like a couple minutes and let it like really do its thing. And I feel like if you do that maybe 3 times a week, you will see your blackheads considerably minimized, smaller, manageable, all of that good stuff.
Yay!
My 2 myths I'll show you. Babies! But also this one, I'm gonna start with the Tower 28 because it's more of a new one. This is the Daily Rescue Facial Spray. This is really cute. SOS, save our skin! When I actually used this, I think I was on the healing bend of some sort of face rash, and then you gave this to me because you're like, oh, I heard this is really good for acne skin, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I really didn't think much of it, and the first time I used it, I was like, it's so salty. What is this? It tastes like I just worked out and was like making it rain with my sweat. It tastes exactly the same. And then I looked it up, and there's this active ingredient in there called hypochloric acid. And the interesting thing is that it's formulated to replicate your normal like sweat or like your bodily, that sounds really gross, but like the fluids that you normally emit. And I was using this in conjunction with the Aven thermal spray, both of them very soothing, and it literally healed my skin within a week. I was using it with some other like BHA thing, and yeah, like if it's got no scent, it's just that hypochloric acid. I remember thinking, oh my god, it smells a bit like swimming pool. But anyway, there's just no fragrance or anything like that. And honestly, when you just want your skin healed, you will do anything.
Yeah.
If you have a rash, angry skin, if it's red, and you want just like healing of the skin barrier, I think this is definitely worth checking out. And I looked on Sephora, they actually have a jumbo refill that's like 3 times this, but it's online only. I think I'd be really interested in checking out the serum because they also have a serum that's exactly like in this line. Highly recommend, guys. If you have acne and you're coming down from inflammation, if you have rosacea, if you have any of that like inflammatory skin condition, like please try this one out. She's beautiful. So let me asterisk myself. It's actually called hypochlorous, not hypochloric. Don't know where I came up with that, but it's hypochlorous.
Chlorous.
And then just really quickly, during this time is the best times to pick up any Tatcha products because in general they are pretty expensive. So this is their little mini one which I took traveling. It's like basically gone now because we were both using it, but it's the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Like if you wear makeup and you want to set it and you just want it to look glowy and radiant and just like a baby's butt kind of thing, you can set your skin with this. Or this is like, to me, almost a dupe for the Laneige Cream Skin in the way that it just transforms completely into like a denser consistency on your skin. And it just reminds me of when we did that blind testing of the toner. We're like, oh my God, this feels like Laneige. And then I was just like sold after that blind test that we did. I was like, I have to try this again. And like it can streamline your routine if you live in a humid area. You can just use it as a one step if you want and then go straight onto sunscreen. And they have a dewy skin pack at Sephora, but the unfortunate thing is that they don't actually contain this one. It has the cleanser, the moisturizer, and something else, but it ain't this.
They have a face wash, a serum, and a moisturizer, but not the mist.
This serum.
Yeah. But so they have a mini version.
I don't know if you can find it. Oh, yeah. So pick this up in the mini aisle as you're like on your way out maybe, or it's like in the little section.
So next, this is the Reno Perfect Radiance Serum. It is their vitamin C alternative. And the thing with Caudalie that I find so impressive is, in my understanding, not necessarily manipulate a grape, right? But it's like they're able to take these different like antioxidant, like they're just taking different parts of this one fruit to make it like super anti-aging, to make it be like vitamin C, to make it be like all these different products, or even like salicylic acid, right? Like it's so impressive to me that one little humble one little humble grape is able to.
It's like a lobotomy of the grape.
Yeah, but it's so cool. Another very amazing thing that I love about Caudalie is that because this isn't technically like an active ingredient, as much as it is, it's very soothing and sensitive, right? Like it's nothing like a real vitamin C or like L-ascorbic acid. So I actually layer this with like under my vitamin C. And this is when we went into Caudalie to get our facials. The esthetician was telling me, yes, you can use this under any vitamin C products to like really bump up the brightening. And I was like, I definitely need a lot of brightening. And the texture of this is just so beautiful. It has this like milky color, and the texture and the consistency is just fantastic. And as with any Caudalie products, the scent, delicious. It has like, I cannot really put my finger on it, but it's like subtly sweet but creamy, and then
it's like
just
sweet but earthy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, this is what a grape's supposed to smell like, but it smells so good. And moving on to my second serum that I have also talked about in the past. Remember when I finished my normal Suwasu First Care Activating Serum? And then I moved on to this one, which was like a Lunar New Year holiday special. This one's like significantly bigger. I finished this too. So now I'm on to another one of like the regular cuties. And I think going back to what I say every single time I talk about Suwasu's First Care Activating Serum is that it is so innovative that they created like a whole new product category for themselves as the very first step of your skincare routine. And in here they have the Jom Active 5 ingredient complex of like the traditional Asian ingredients that is all mixed in here. And I do find that the scent of this, the texture of this, the feeling of this, all work together. And this works again over time to help you subtly brighten your skin, as well as deeply hydrate, and also prep your skin as the very first thing before you use any other skincare product that you have, so that all the other products can like fully do their job and like absorb deeply and more into your skin. And I believe this comes in a lot of sets from Amorepacific. They have two. One of them is the Bestsellers Trial Kit, where they have, I believe, 4 products, and including the ginseng cream that I know you're right about to talk about. And then there's another cult classic set where I believe they give you a full size, also along with a trial size or like a deluxe version of the ginseng renewing cream. So take it away, girlfriend, because that cream is amazing.
Boom! So yeah, it really is. You can tell how loved a product is when it's like dirty in my like, because I'm always, you know, by the time you get to a moisturizer, you have so much stuff on your fingers, and so like this reflective cap just does not work well for me, but it's so loved. So this is, yes, their concentrated ginseng renewing cream classic. It comes in the set that she talked about, but in the mini deluxe size, which is more than enough for you to use for at least like couple 2-3 weeks to get the gist of it if you like it. It just comes with the top of the line red ginseng from Korea. Korean ginseng is like so top tier that it's government regulated. So in terms of like, you know, how it's harvested, all of that, you're getting the most potent form of that ingredient, which is known as saponins, which is like just this antioxidant, anti-aging ingredient on steroids type of thing. And I think I've just gotten to the age where I need more nourishment. Like my oily skin just soaks everything up so quickly now. There's 2 different versions. This is actually the thicker version. There is more of a gel version. So the thing is, you can adjust the thickness level or density level depending on your skin type just by peeling back how much you actually use. So for me, it actually works well. I just use a little bit and it just spreads all over the face, down the neck, and it's like doing the Lord's work.
Yes, and I think Soasu is another one of those brands like Tatcha that normally it's more on the expensive side, so if you can get it for 10 to 20% off, jump on it.
Okay, so do you have other moisturizers? Because I have 2 that I'm like super excited about.
I have 1.
Okay, you go ahead.
So I haven't talked about it as much because I fell in love with the Peach and Lilies, and I still love the Peach and Lilies, but I found that with some products, because it's so clean, it does tend to streak a little. So I've been going back to the Ole.
Oh my god, are you talking about the Peach and Lily
Henriksen. Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember, I don't know what combination I put on. You know what it was? I put on another serum and then that moisturizer on, and like my face, it just wouldn't blend
streaked
in.
everywhere. Yeah, so I just found that with specific products it didn't blend well, and because I don't know, like it's getting colder and I just randomly, I actually used this when I went back home because I gave this to my mom. This is the Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer. I used it back when I was in LA, loved it. Now that it's getting colder too, I'm just like, I'm just gonna continue using it. And guys, it's so well loved and so well used that it's basically gone. So the texture is also insanely satisfying. It does have, I would say like it applies, like when you first touch it, it feels a bit more waxy because it has that like denseness, but like the finish of it when you actually blend it into your skin, it is so beautiful. It does not leave any residual like feeling or like stickiness, and it plays well with literally everything that I've tried, no matter what combination of toner, serum, like this just always ends so beautifully. This has like a very subtle scent, but I just think in general, this just does what my favorite creams have done, but like a little more. Like it really just plumps up your skin and makes it feel super moisturized without it feeling greasy. Guys, if you have dry skin, even if you don't, I actually think have you tried this? No, huh?
I tried it on my hand one time in the studio.
Yeah.
I do remember
I actually think you'd really enjoy this too. This is probably my second favorite moisturizer of the year. The first being the Peach and Lilies, but now they're kind of equal now because the Peach and Lilies was so streaky. Nice. Yeah, so this is great, love it. I even brought this to Florida where the weather's super humid and super just suffocating, and it still worked.
So the next 2 moisturizers is one from Caudalie, and like I gotta give this some love because like I don't even think anyone talks about this. This is the Vino Perfect Brightening Glycolic Night Cream. I haven't even looked into what is in this other than like glycolic and probably some form of the grape. But let me tell you, the first time and the second time and the third time that I used this, every morning that I woke up, I was like, I forgot what I put on the night before, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, what? Like, how? Because the first night I remember feeling really tired, really dull. You know, whatever you do, you just seem like your face is ashy. And I was like, okay, maybe I just need some sort of exfoliation. But at the time, my skin was going through some sort of like very sensitive. So I didn't want to use a glycolic or a AHA or a BHA serum because, you know, serums are very potent. And so I was like, oh, let me try this one. It might do just enough because it's in the moisturizer form, and so you have more of that buffer by the end of your routine. Woke up and I'm like, amazing. It's smooth. It's like kind of like multi-dimensional and bright. And I was like, I have to test this again because maybe it was like, I don't know, something else I used. Tested it again and I was like, the same thing happened. And so I was just like, oh my God, this is it. I found it. So it's quite a thick formula, but you only need a lot and it just like envelops your whole face and it becomes very thin. So a little goes a long way, and I didn't feel any sort of tingling because at that time I had sensitized skin, and so I would definitely feel it if the glycolic was too strong. But it like, I don't know what it did. It was like just enough. It smells like that kind of weird, sweet, earthy grape scent again, like with all their stuff. But I really like this. Like, it's soothing, it's calming. It like eventually helps with uneven texture. It just like does it all in the most kind of like humble, calming way. Like, look at this purple. Oh my God, in love.
Okay, so in that one, they have the vine sap. Remember how we're talking about you just deconstruct the grape? It's patented vine sap.
Very nice. Okay, so something that's in the realm of something that's just soothing and helps with redness and brings your skin and your barrier back to life is this one. Also not talked about with Fresh. So we haven't talked about Fresh for a really long time, but obviously really love them. This is the Floral Recovery Calming Mask. So what it says is that it evens skin tone and texture. And can I say, yes, it does. If anything, I was using these two interchangeably. So maybe this one 3 or 4 times a week and then this one in between. So it says it's a calming mask, but what it is just like a moisturizer. So it's a sleeping mask. They say like you can let it sit for 10 minutes or whatever, and then you just work the rest into your skin and let it be, you know, spread it down the neck. And like, oh my God, the redness around my nose, the patchiness, unevenness, like over time of consistent use, it really does help. But you know, with us, it's kind of hard to pinpoint one particular thing because we do use, you know, like toners that help with it. But I think it's the aggregate of your whole routine that can really help with a specific concern. So if it's redness, if it's unevenness, this has a very gentle chemical exfoliant in there as well. It's like, you know, in the form of like a PHA type thing. I can't remember.
I only see passion flower and oil, cornflower water, peony extract, cherry blossom extract, and squalane.
Ah, you know what it is? It's the vitamin C. So it's got a little bit of brightening, a little bit of calming, and all their floral extracts. And it's like, oh my God, it's just so pretty, Ro. You know the lotus cream? It's kind of got that texture. Yeah. It's just a little bit like more like thick and nourishing, but it's just like so good, so good. So highly recommend you guys check these out if you're sensitive, if you have redness, but you want something else. So this has vitamin C, which is like amazing, subtly brightening. This has glycolic acid. And that one doesn't come in a set, unfortunately.
But they do have a set that I do want to talk about. We haven't talked about this in so long, but it's the Rose Deep Hydration Toner. And they also have the Rose Double Infused Serum, and they also have the Rose Deep Hydration Face Cream. So there is this one trio that I just want to shout out and share that if you have dry skin, if you have combination skin, because sometimes when you have combo skin, this oil infused serum can actually be really amazing. I think Fresh products are just stellar, but this specific line for my drier skin type, it's amazing. So that's something definitely worth checking out.
Okay, so to round off, we have some sunscreens. So I just have one. This is the Innisfree Daily UV Defense Sunscreen. I've been talking about it like all year, last year, whatever it is. It's just like, for me, the perfect like as it says, daily sunscreen. You don't have to think about it. It's like a moisturizer. There's no like whitening. I don't even know what to say. It's just like the perfect like thingy of sunscreen, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna talk about it. Plus it's like,
didn't you say it was like matte?
it's like a satin finish, not glowy whatsoever, because my skin does not need help in that department, you know, especially in summer. By like 10:46, my skin's already like shining through the T-zones. So I just feel like, yeah, something you can use daily. It's not gonna break the bank. It does everything it's supposed to. It's SPF 36, so it's not like the highest, but you know, the perfect sunscreen for when you're doing errands outside. So that's my sunscreen of choice. I mean, like, there's also the Shiseido Urban Environment oil-free, but these are just more expensive, and I wouldn't say you necessarily have to get a sunscreen like that. So something like this every day, no thoughts necessary.
With sunscreens, the most important thing is just finding one that you love and that you use and that you will use. And the one that I do love and that I do use and that I literally have at least 3 bottles everywhere I am. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. And because you guys have already heard me sing the praise for this sunscreen for so long, I will talk about the set that this comes in. They have a bestseller starter kit with the Unseen sunscreen. I think it's like a smaller size, as well as the glow screen. So I personally wasn't the biggest fan of the glow screen because, I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be as like shiny and metallic and glowy as it was.
Metallic.
But people swear by it and they love wearing it under makeup and under foundation. So it has both of these sunscreens and the Play Everyday Lotion that has SPF 50. That's great for your body, that I love bringing to travel. So I think this is an amazing starter kit for $25, and you get to try their literal bestsellers. I think this is great. The reason why I love Unseen is that it's literally unseen, and it has this very interesting, slightly demythiconing texture that I usually don't like, but it's just, it applies so well and there's zero white cast, and the color of it is just like, it's clear. I love this and how easily it just blends and just works into your skin without any effort.
For oily girls, there's also the matte screen from Supergoop, which is like a pore blurring looking sunscreen, and it feels like that dimethicone, but it's like on the face. So if you're wondering, also check that out if you're super oily.
Okay, 2 things I want to talk about last in the mask category. So these 2 babies. Dr. Jart always does like a 10 mask trial kit thing. Okay, it's called their 10 mask must have. Oh my god, that was a tongue twister. 10 mask must haves. And they have this cryo rubber. This one is supposed to be firming. They also have the blue one. I forgot what any of these are, but they have sheet mask, they have rubber mask, and they have the new Dr. Jart Cica Pear. There's like a sleeping mask gel as well. That's all included for $68. This I love getting as gifts. I love getting for James because he absolutely loves masking even more than I do. So if you want to try masks yourself, if you want to treat yourself, if you want to have glowy skin for the holidays, this kit I get every single year. Yeah.
Very nice. Yes, so, okay, if that wasn't enough for you guys, you want more product suggestions, make sure you check out our like bajillion other Sephora review videos where we do this every year, because all of those still stand. Like, as we were talking about sunscreen, I'm like, yes, Paula's Choice Youth Extending Fluid. Oh my god, so good. Paula's Choice is on Sephora, and if you can get it for a sale, why not? So check all those videos out. We'll leave it down below. We're gonna come out with the makeup version, like as an extension of the skin, daily makeup, how to look fresh, alive and cute. And that'll come out, well, we're gonna hope for Friday because the sale starts on Friday. Yay! So you'll have everything that you need before the sale starts. Hopefully this was helpful. And see you guys soon.
See
Bye.
ya.